right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk to you about Argo Blockchain, stock ticker ARBK on the NASDAQ. So for those of you that are not in the US, I will be using the NASDAQ charts and the NASDAQ pricing. So we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners quite a bit on this channel, and we go through really small cap, high growth stocks. So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And also, if everyone would do us a favor, and please smash the like button. Feel free to drop a comment below, and you will see in the pinned comment a link to our free Discord. So we'd love to have you over there. All right, let's talk about Argo Blockchain. Now, we've done a lot of videos on Bitcoin miners. For those of you who are return subscribers, you know that that is a main theme on this channel. However, believe it or not, this is actually the first Argo Blockchain video that I have done. And there is a reason for that. They have been very, very sparse on information over the last 6 to 8 months. They did start giving monthly updates a few months ago. So, we've gotten used to that type of information on a monthly basis. Argo Blockchain has started to put that out, but they never included their hash rate in that. So I now know the reason for that, and the reason is their hash rate has not changed in 6 months. So they are at 1.6 exahash, where they have been for quite some time. They started the year 2021 at 0.6 exahash. So they did get from 0.6 to 1.6. However, their peers in companies like Bitfarms and Hut8 and Hive all grew considerably more than Argo did in the year 2021. So although Argo did go from 0.6 to 1.6, the rest of that group was in the mid 2s to as high as 3 exahash by the end of the year. So just from an information release standpoint, there really was not much to talk about for Argo. However, they have started to release some information. They did a new investor deck in April, so I was getting ready to prepare a video for Argo, and then they just did their year-end release, and they actually updated the information even from the investor deck. So I was excited about some of the news in there, and they've actually increased their guidance in the few weeks since then. I think they've been able to get some more information on the Intel chips that they're buying. So I want to go through what their plans are, because in their year-end update, they did a 2022 forecast, and they pretty much brought us all the way up to speed on what they're doing. And while they were fairly stagnant for a period of time, they are announcing growth plans that are massive. So this puts them back into the conversation for a top 5 Bitcoin miner. When you see the numbers that they're talking about, you'll see this is drastic plans to grow. So right now they're trading for $7.91 on the NASDAQ again, and that's up 5.6% today. They were up a bunch more than that, but the market's having a tough time this morning. Today's April 28th. It's early in the trading day, so these won't be the closing numbers. We'll see what happens the rest of the day. But that leaves them at a market cap of around $373 million. Their 52-week low is $7.25, so they're fairly close to their 52-week low. They may have actually even hit it yesterday. However, they have been as high as 21 in the last 52 weeks. So this stock is way down, as are most of the Bitcoin mining stocks. So I want to look at their year-end update and show you what has happened. But first, I want to take a quick peek at their investor deck, because they went a little deeper there. Okay, so this is the page I just want to show you for starters in the investor deck. So this came out in April. They finally did update this, and they showed that they went from here in December of 2020, they were at 645 petahash, so 0.6 exahash. And then by December of 2021, they were at 1.605. So they added almost 1 exahash in the year. Now, for the first time, when they put this deck out in April, this is the first time they've given guidance on future exahash in over 6 months. So this came in at 3.7 exahash online by H1 2022, which is the end of the first half of 2022. So that was showing some strong growth in the near term. We're in the second quarter right now, so they are expecting to have a bunch of stuff come online over the next 2 or 3 months. So this was the missing piece of information that really prevented me from giving an update on these guys, because without any guidance whatsoever as to where they're headed, it was very difficult to determine what the situation is with this company. So they did do this, and now they've already updated this and increased it quite a bit. So I want to go through that. So let's look at the results they just posted for 2021. Okay, so this was a press release April 28th. Technically, that is today. It was early in the morning. Revenue that was up 291% year over year. Mining margin was 84%. And I just want to be clear on this, because I know there is a massive debate about the cost of mining. So when these companies say mining margin, what they are talking about is the direct cost to mine a Bitcoin, which the largest piece of which is energy. However, there are other costs, hosting costs, and other things like that. So direct costs. What they are not including in that is the depreciation. So that is a direct cost, but it's a non-cash cost. So this is basically a cash basis type of a disclosure that the Bitcoin mining companies give. So this is not their actual gross margin as a company, it's just their mining gross margin. 84% is very good. That's at the higher end of the Bitcoin miners, but most of the miners are somewhere in this 75 to 85% range. So they achieved EBITDA of $7.1 million US dollars, net income of $41.5 million. So they had a good year. Year over year was very nice. This was all steps in the right direction, but this is not what's driving their stock price activity. I want to go down to operational highlights. Okay, so you can see purchased 20,000 Bitmain S19j mining machines with delivery and installation expected to occur in batches from May to October of 2022. So that's 2 exahash right there. Outlook for 2022 and beyond. Mining operations scheduled to begin at Helios in May in 2022. So they've got a big mining operation coming online in May of 2022. Okay, they expect to achieve a 5.5 exahash capacity by the end of 2022. So this puts them back in line with their peers, and what I'm going to say next puts them back in line with being in contention for a top 5 Bitcoin miner in the world. Okay, beyond 2022, hash rate is expected to grow significantly to more than 20 exahash over the next few years as the additional 600 megawatt capacity of Helios is fully developed. So this is more of a longer term 2023, 2024 type of a goal. A lot of this is based on getting these power situations set up. So this is a 600 megawatt facility. This allows them to very easily get to 20 exahash and well beyond that at some point. At the end of 2020, at the beginning of 2021, the critical path item that was holding these companies up was getting machines. Well, that's not true anymore. Now it's about infrastructure and energy supply. So companies have made huge deals, and you can see this is an extra 600 megawatts of capacity. That is what it's going to take to be a top 5 Bitcoin miner, and only time is going to tell how each one of these companies actually executes these plans. But there are 6 or 7 companies that plan on being 20 exahash or more by the year 2024. So this puts them back into that group, and they've already committed to the infrastructure. So that's a giant step forward, and this is a massive amount of information. As a potential investor, these are the types of things that I want to see. This is some short-term goals, some mid-term goals, some longer-term goals, and it shows that they are trying to be competitive inside of their industry. So I thought this was an extremely good earnings report, not so much because they had a good year of earnings in 2021, because 2022 and 2023's earnings are going to be so much drastically higher than 2021 that almost in Bitcoin mining, 2021's ancient history. So seeing the plans on the board for 2022 in particular, they expect to be at 5.5 exahash by the end of this year. So that is a massive amount of growth. That's almost another 4 exahash that they expect to get online, installed, and operating by the end of the year. So if they can stick to that plan, if we see that unfold in 2022, then I think the investment community is going to have a lot more confidence in this talk about getting to 20 exahash and beyond. So I've been waiting a long time to do an Argo blockchain update, and I did see them speak at the Bitcoin 2022 conference. Their CEO seemed to be motivated, and he seemed like he knew what was coming. So, which obviously it turns out he knew a lot more than he was able to say at that conference because they had not yet disclosed a lot of this information. So I think Argo is back. I think they are back in the game. And again, let's go take a look at their market cap, and then we'll take a quick look at the chart. So they're at $373 million. This is a chart of their market cap basically since they came over to the NASDAQ, which was in August of 2021. So you can see that in November, this company peaked at $890 million market cap. I do think there's some room to the upside if Bitcoin can get healthy, and obviously if they can start to deliver on these plans that they have laid out. I think there's a lot of room to run up here for Argo in the rest of the year, but the key for them now is going to be execution on these plans, and really it's going to be June, July, August before we actually start to see some tangible progress is my guess. So we'll be paying close attention to those operational updates, but if we are to believe them and they stay on plan, we should see some big improvements by then. This is Argo's chart on the daily time frame. This was the day that they started trading on the NASDAQ. So it looks like that was September 23rd, 2021. So they reached their high here in November, as did all the Bitcoin miners when Bitcoin reached its high of 69,000 somewhere around November 10th. So from November 10th until today's trading, Argo's down about 62%. That's actually pretty average for the Bitcoin miners. Some of them are down even more than this. Just 2 days ago, they did hit their 52-week low. So they're kind of bouncing off of a line of support here, and they just had a series of big announcements. So I'm just going to do a few calculations on potential price targets. Please remember, this is not financial advice. You guys need to do your own due diligence. I'm trying to show you the best I can the information they're providing, and I'm going to give you some price targets, but these are my price targets, and you have to do your own risk reward analysis as always. So for me, when I look at the risk, right now they have bounced off of their low. They seem to have held this several times. So the downside risk for me is minimal. Now that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. If Bitcoin has a downturn, or if they don't perform as they just laid out, this stock could go down indefinitely. When you see a stock hit its 52-week low, and we're only 2 days since that happened, it's only just one step away from being in a free fall. I want to put that out there because these are extremely volatile stocks. But on the flip side, on the reward side of the equation, if they can just get back to where they were 1 month ago on March 28th, and this was the date that most of the Bitcoin miners hit a local high, that would be a 38% increase in the price of their stock from where it's trading right now. If they can get back to where they were trading on December 27th, and Bitcoin was trading at about $52,000 at that time. So Bitcoin is obviously down from there. It's a little under 40,000 as we speak today. And Argo Blockchain is roughly the same size at 1.6 exahash. However, if they execute over the next several months, they're looking to get quickly to 3.7 exahash and then to 5.5 exahash by the end of the year. So if they accomplish those goals and Bitcoin stays healthy at all, I think this is an extremely realistic price target. And again, this would be an 87% increase in their stock price. If they can get from where they're trading today all the way back to their highs in November of 2021, which was just 5 months ago, then that would be a 165% increase in the price of their stock. I look at this as potentially a year-end target. If they come in at the year-end and they're at 5.5 exahash and Bitcoin has gotten healthy in some way and it's at least trading somewhere in the 50,000s, I think this is a very realistic price target. So again, this is not financial advice. I don't know where this is going to go. We don't know what Bitcoin is going to do, but that's my risk reward analysis on this. So I'm excited I finally got to do an Argo Blockchain video. I've been waiting for a long time for them to give us some information, and this was a big step in the right direction. So that's all I got for you. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.